Hey everyone, this is Mike, and today we're going to do corporate wellness again, talking about transactional analysis that can help with corporate wellness. Transactional analysis, as you might imagine, analyzes the transactions or interactions we have with other people. It's a very complex and complicated theory. We're going to talk about just a few parts right now in terms of how to work with people in the corporate setting. So one part of transactional analysis is that we are motivated by two things, drivers and injunctions. Drivers are things that drive our behaviors, things like be perfect, try hard, work hard. These are not necessarily bad things, well, be perfect is, but try hard, work hard. It's like anything else, though. If you take it to an extreme, it can be damaging. So, but these are things that drive our behaviors. Injunctions are things that hold us back. So you can imagine the drivers lift us up and the injunctions pull us down. And injunctions are things like don't be you, don't grow up, don't be successful, don't trust too much. These are things that kind of push and pull, right? The drivers push us and the injunctions kind of hold us back. And this explains some of our behaviors and why we react the way that we react. So certainly in the corporate world, there are things that motivate us. If we hear the messages, work hard, try hard, be perfect, then we understand why we're motivated to be pushed in that direction. But of course the injunctions are, don't stand out, don't trust too much, right? Don't be you. Don't grow up. Be dependent. These are ways of explaining why we react the way we react. And of course, at a minimum, knowledge is power. Just to understand some of the things that drive us and some of the things that restrain us. And there's also another concept that it's called the parent-adult-child. And similar to Freud's id, ego, and superego, that we have these different parts of us conceptually. We all have a parent in us, and the parent is the parent that is either critical, don't do that, or the savior, I'm going to take care of you. Don't go out without your raincoat. It's raining outside. It's cold outside. Wear your jacket. And we all have that part. And sometimes we act from our parent part. We also have the child part, and we have two parts of the child. One is the kind of temper tantrum, stamp your feet child, and the other is the more playful, mischievous, but good-natured child. And we all have that part, and we all see that part, right? And then the third part is the adult, and that's kind of the rational objective. When I talked about cognitive behavioral therapy, you're thinking in a rational, objective way. I'm hesitant to say we always want to come from our adult, because that's not necessarily true. There are times when we want to have our child. We want to be kind of carefree and loving and joyful, and there are times when coming from the parent might be okay too. So it depends on the context, but we usually want to come, especially if we're in some kind of distress or we're having a difficult situation, to come at it from our parent. Now the reason why this is important is if a person comes from a different perceptual position, we may respond accordingly. So for example, if your supervisor comes from a parent role, without even thinking about it, we might revert to our child role. We misbehaved. We're being yelled at. Again, sometimes if someone's doing something, if we have a coworker or a supervisee and we come from our parent, we may feel, well, where did that come from? Coming from, not kind of coming at the neutral. So it explains why we act the way we act and why we respond when other people act the way they act. Because they may be coming from a parent-adult-child, and we may take on the alternate role without even being aware of it, and that can impact our behavior. There's also what they call the drama triangle, which is whenever you're in interaction, very often people come from a position of either the victim, the persecutor, or the rescuer. And we've heard this very often in drug and alcohol. A young child may be the rescuer, right? Someone's always the kind of the victim of someone. And in interactions, this very often happens, and it keeps the drama going, right? We come from these positions that are designed to make the drama continue, not to have a solution, but to push the drama forward. And that can be very frustrating because we kind of alternate between these different positions. If you've ever someone's been a victim and then you come in as the rescuer, and then after a while then they take your advice and then it didn't work out, so now they attack you. So you gave me wrong advice, and so now you're in the victim role and they're in the persecutor role, right? And so these things switch and they keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So anyway, these are very simple ways of just expressing some of the concepts of TA, of transactional analysis, and how they can manifest in how we respond in the work environment. Of course, there's a lot more to it, and I would encourage you to read more about it, but this is a way that TA can make us more aware of behaviors and our interactions and transactions with the people in our lives. Hope you found this a little helpful, and I will see you in the next video.